In this video, we are going to discuss about types of hacking. In the previous video, we saw what hacking was, what a hacker was, and why a hacker hacks into any system. Which brings us to what are the common types of hacking that goes on in the cyber world. It could be a website hacking. A hacker could hack into the whole website and destroy it. It could be a network hacking. So the hacker enters the network and slows it down or corrupts whatever data is passing through that network. It could be email hacking. So the hacker has gained unauthorized access to your inbox and then is sending spams to all the contacts in your contact book. It could be password hacking. So whatever passwords you have stored on your system, that is accessed and used by the hacker. Or it could be online banking hacking. So if you have used your system for online banking or even e-commerce transactions, the hacker could gain access to the details concerned with these. However, all hacking is not done with a malicious intent, which brings us to ethical hacking. So let's see what is ethical hacking. As you know, iron cuts iron. So in the same way, hacking cuts hacking or hacking counters hacking. Using hacking techniques to identify the potential threats to a website, a system or a computer network is called ethical hacking. So why ethical hacking is done? Suppose I run a website or I have a computer network installed in my office or my college campus or my school. So I want to know that what are the potential security threats to my network or my website. So I will employ a hacker, a person who specializes in gaining unauthorized access to hack my system, hack my computer network and tell me what those security threats could be. So this is ethical hacking. These are the criteria of ethical hacking. Why we need to discuss the criteria? Because there is a fine line, very thin line between ethical hacking and unethical hacking. So these are the criteria for ethical hacking. Hacker must have written permission to identify the potential security threats. Individuals or companies' privacy must be maintained. You must realize that when a hacker enters the system, even if he is authorized, he is gaining sensitive data. So that data should not be made public. Possible security breaches discovered must be intimated to the concerned authorities. So if I am a hacker, I am an ethical hacker and I have been employed by an organization to find out the potential security threats. Once I detect those threats, I am obliged to intimate to the authorities that yes, these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 security threats to your system that I have discovered. And finally, at a later date, no one should be able to exploit those potential security threats. What does that mean? When an ethical hacker enters that system or a computer network, there was one vulnerability that was exploited. If I am a hacker, I use that vulnerability. That gap in the system or the network must be closed by me itself. I know that this is the way through which a hacker can enter the system. So once I have stopped my work, I should close that gap and let the company know that I have done this. At a later date, no one should be able to do what I have done. The second type of hacking or the unethical hacking is called cracking. Gaining unauthorized access to a system or network with malicious intent. That means I want to do some harm to that system, to that computer network or the organization. That is called cracking. Cracking is a crime. You must remember at all times. It may have devastating impact on its victims. If some personal data is stolen and then it is made public, then somebody could use that against me, against the people whose data have been stolen. However, strong cyber laws have been put into place to tackle them. So, in the next video, we are going to learn about these cyber laws and cyber crimes.